I like the energy already. Let's try one more time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'd like a little participation, right? But before I get there, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. See, those were words that rang out in communities. Those were words that rang out in communities where there was injustice. For people who looked like you and I, people became angry. They became extremely upset. And what they said, help me out, no justice, no peace. One more time. No justice, no peace. So I want you to sit in that for a moment. And you think about how you feel when you see injustice take place. And you see that nobody is crying out when you see the injustice. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? Angry. How does it make you feel? Sad, disappointed. I get that. But why don't you get upset and angry when you don't show up? No justice, no peace. Why are you not upset when you don't show up for class prepared? No justice, no peace. It's easy for me to get mad at somebody when they don't show up, when they don't keep their word. But what about when you don't keep your word? No justice, no peace. See, a lot of times we want to hold people to a standard that we're not willing to hold ourselves to. No justice, no peace. Like we could talk all day long. We could talk about what the president doing. We can talk all day what everybody else doing. But I'm talking about you. What are you doing? I need to see your work. My man Chance the Rapper said you want 0 problems. And he meant that. Malcolm X said you want 0 problems. And my thing is like, when are we going to get to the place where you like, you know what? Future, adversity, circumstance, you want 0 problems when it comes to me because I'm going to show up every day ready to work. See, the biggest thing when it was a few months ago, man, I thought I was real sweet until I was leaving my office. And the big man said, yeah, where you going? I need to holler at you for a second. Go back in your office. I need to holler at you, Shon. I'm like, for what? I got somewhere to be. He like, nah, pop on YouTube. I want you to go find some film that exists where you out there. I'm like, God, there's no film of me. Yes, it is. It's film of you when you used to play football at Michigan State. Remember that film that you refused to watch because it was way too painful that you wouldn't watch it? Nah, I want you to go sit your funky tail down and I'm going to show you all of the mistakes that you made because it was too painful for you to watch it. And every time things got difficult in your life, you hit the reset button. You quit. You didn't want to show up. So no, we have an appointment, bruh. We have a divine appointment. I need you to show up. Go to YouTube. Let's watch this film. See, a lot of y'all don't want to watch the film of your work. You don't watch it because it's too painful. Daddy wasn't there. Too painful. They touched me inappropriately. Too painful. Don't want to watch that film. I just want to forget. I don't want to go back there. Too painful. Too painful. No, I need you to show up and watch that film. You can't get to your next level without watching your film. Watching your film is necessary. No justice. No peace. I need you to get that same vigor. I need you to become an animal. The same way when you don't like when people treat you. I need you to get that same urgency. I need you to become the same way when it comes to your future. Like, you know, there's no failure in me. I can't fail because I was born to win. So when we say no justice, no peace again, it's not just for the crying out of the streets. It's for you and I. That we got to show up. So I just need to ask you, are you going to show up? Are you going to become everything that you're supposed to? Like, why are you allowing people to talk in your ear? They don't mean you no good. Why you got that dude telling you like some slick stuff? You know that joker ain't no good. Like, I keep it 100 with my daughter. I know how dudes rock. You know why? Because I work with their daddies. I'm just trying to keep it 100. I wasn't always the dude that I am. So I keep it 100. I know what the jokers want, and not all of them. And the same thing with women. You got to start validating yourself. You got to know that you got that it factor without anybody, without your crew. I roll by myself. You better learn how to date yourself. You better learn how to rock out with yourself. That's real talk. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't know how to be okay but by myself, because a lot of jokers don't want to do it. I need them to watch their film. If you're going to rock with me, you got to be the same person at the crib that you are in public place. So I can go hard in public. Why? Because I'm the same dude at the crib. I can leave you can grill her and she'll tell you I'm the same way. Because I hold myself accountable. You're not going to call me out on anything that my wife don't know, that my children don't know, and people that I encounter. Why? Why? Because I want everything that God has for me. Everything. And it's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. I graduated with a 1.7. I said, ooh. But guess what happened? I said, oh, that's a loss, right? I'm going to turn this loss into a lesson. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make that a story. So what did I do? I wrote a book. Now I go speak to teachers and say how to educate those dudes who hate school. Why? Because I was that dude. Pay me that bread. When I show up, they giving me $5,000 and $10,000 for 45 minutes. And I'm out. Turn the loss into a lesson. And it's not about the bread. Come on. It's not about the bread. It's about making impact. But you can't make an impact without watching your film. Talk about no justice, no peace. Start with you. Start with you. You ought to be your most valuable asset. You ought to love yourself. You ought to date yourself. You ought to rock with yourself. Like real talk. Like I'm that girl. I'm that dude. I have so much value and worth. Absolutely not. I'm not negotiating. Not today. Not today. Not today. Woo! Not today. Get that work. You show up, you better get that work. In the classroom, you better get that work. I just need the information. Just let me learn the science behind it. I may not be a college dude, but just let me learn how to work the system. That's all I need. That's all I need. Then I make impact. So I stay in my lane, man. I stay in my lane. My lane is fathers. I love you, babies. I love you, kids. But my place is fathers. Why? Because when the fathers don't show up, you hurt. See, I know my lane. When daddy not there, then you come to school with a problem. So I'm like, yo, give me that dude. Nobody wants him. No, send me to him. I want daddy. I don't want you. I want daddy. Stand up. Be a man. I want you, dad. So what, your dad wasn't there? Dad. It's not your kid's fault, dad. Mess. Yes, sir. All right, and then you come back and you tell me I better launch. You know, I might have to repeat it again. again, I don't want to repeat on.
Right, right.
Yeah. God is a good God.
Yes, yes.
In a good mood. Got love to do good things. Amen. I'm going to say it one more time.
Yes.
Like, God is a good God.
He's a good God. Yes, he is.
In a good mood.
Yes.
Got love to do good things.
Yes.
Like, if you really catch that, like he's a good God in a good mood, that love to do good things. It's like he is like really, really trying to find a reason to do something good for you. Like he's a good God in a good mood. That love to do good things.
Yes.
Man, that takes away a whole lot of like stigma. Like when I don't cross like every T and dot like every I, because I like found this one scripture. It says like all things like work together like for my good. Like I found that, like, you know, when they tell you like if you take this medicine you may grow an extra neck, you may grow, like in the Bible he gives us a little clause there. He like, yo, all things will work together like for your good. I'm like, yo, so then I can really like get out of the nest, because if it don't work, it's gonna work out for us. Right? Like so like I can step out like Peter, right? Like, and if I begin to sink like Peter, they're gonna talk about you for a real long time, bro. Because at least you got out the boat, right? They're talking about you, right? So that's the thing, like all things like work together like for my good. Like that's real talk. Like I can't lose, right? Like big game. Like I can't lose. If I wanted to lose, I can't lose. Like it's like all I do is win. Because it's like this. Like I turn losses into lessons. Right? I can't lose.
Motivated, stop.
So like no matter what happened, it's a clause, homeboy. It's a clause. It worked together for my good. Like real talk, like all I do is win. So they like, Shon, like how? Listen to me. I'm a ball. Listen, I graduated with a 1.7.
Come on, tell the truth.
I'm just trying to help you out. I graduated with a 1.7.
What is that? Come on, son.
Come on now, my Lord.
I was in New York City speaking to a room full of millionaires.
All right. Come on here.
Just 2 days ago, a dude from Jersey who graduated with a 1.7, who hated school, like really, like hated school. But guess what? Your boy likes money.
Yes, sir. Come on. You better say it.
Your boy don't really like to read, but your boy likes money.
Yeah.
Come on here.
So like when I'm in the bed with my wife and like I hear this like sound go off, it's like, dang, she like when we first heard it, because it was like it wasn't normal to us. So like we in the bed, she's like, yo, what's that sound? Somebody texting you? It's like, no, baby, that's my cash app. I'm making money while we sleep, baby.
Talk. Talk. Talk.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Hey, talk.
We're trying to be real deep. Like all I do is win. Like all I do is win. So I'm in the room with him. I'm talking, and this one dude, he was like, "You not afraid?" I'm like, "Come on, man. Like yo, I'm from the hood, man. I graduated with a 1.7, bro. Like come on, man. Like you just give me the mic. I'm ready to eat in front of all of you. Let's go." Like I know who I am, and I know whose I am. I know whose I am.
Yes, sir.
I can't lose. I'm just trying to help you, man. It's like we make it like super deep to it. I'm just like, why you not in your vein yet? Like I don't want to be you, homeboy. You know why I want to be you? Because I don't want to pay your price. Your price. Your price may be way too expensive for me, homeboy. I just want what's mine. I heard T.D. Jakes preach years ago, man. Word is T.D. Jakes said he was like, people come up to him and they were like, you know, I need your anointing. I want you to bless me. And I heard the message, and I was like, yo, that's dope. I'm going to preach that too. And I'm going to tell you, people get the same reaction. I'm going to do that. You know, people got a nice little reaction. But years later, I found out really what T.D. Jakes was saying. This is what my homeboy said. T.D. Jakes said when people come up to him, they say, I want your anointing. I want what you got. You know what he said? He said, I pray in the name of Jesus that you lose a home. I pray in the name of Jesus that you get cancer. I pray in the name of, come on with it. I don't want to pay your price. I just want what's mine. I just want what's mine. Not intimidated. I know who I am. You don't have to be intimidated by your call. You rock out. You make your call look nice. You make your call look real swag out. First, I was watching. Can I just keep on flowing? I got scripture. I was watching. You know, come on, give me it. Wakanda forever. Come on, Wakanda forever. So real talk. So the lady on Wakanda, she was 92 years old, man. I don't know if y'all seen the video, but she's 92 years old. And her son, her grandbaby, was like, yo, you gotta try out for this scene. And, you know, she just like, nah, you know, I'm older. And he's like, yo, hold up. Wasn't you telling us how to walk by faith? Right. And now here's an opportunity for you to rock out, and you not?
Come on, that's good.
Wow.
So, you know, she said, when she did, she got up, she went to the internet, and she watched Nelson Mandela every single day. Every single day till she got that thing, then sent it. When she sent it in, they said, we got to have this lady. Yeah. So all I'm saying to you, I don't care how old you are, that's what you're waiting for.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Oh, your daddy wasn't there? Mine wasn't either.
Yes, sir.
You better say it.
Talk, man. Talk.
It's all good.
You was molested? So is that.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Come on.
What's your excuse?
Come on.
Come on now.
Like what you waiting for? Like it's a whole world waiting on you. Let me help you out again. Like real talk. Like back in the day, in the Old Testament, even in the New Testament, you know they didn't have airplanes, right?
Come on.
Right,
Come on.
right.
Come on. Come on.
Talk.
You know they didn't have airplanes, right? I know I saw a couple places where my man needed to get from one place and Jesus needed to get from one place. You know he didn't have an airplane, right?
Come on. Come on. They got that though.
I'm just trying to help you out.
Come
you
on.
know my man was to another place, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, I'm gonna mess some of you up, man.
Come on.
Like, see, we make what's normal to be abnormal. The Bible tells us to go lay hands on the sick, they shall recover.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's the word.
Did you know in Acts, that was normal?
Come on. Yes, it was.
That was normal Christianity.
Yes.
We make it abnormal, like, oh, she healed. Like, dude, she's supposed to be healed. Because the greater one resides on the inside of me.
Yes, Lord.
Like, you going crazy because they got healed? That's cool.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Like, oh, you got an A? Like, you're supposed to get an A. You go, oh, baby, my daughter, you want me to? No, you're supposed to get an A.
Yes.
You're supposed to heal the sick.
Yes. That's good.
Like dogs. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to help you out.
That's good.
Like dogs. Like they go to a spot, they rock out. And they keep it moving. What are they doing? They marking the territory. What happened? Another little pretty dog come along? Smell something? Oh, that's mine. When they go back and forth, marking their territory. Come on, man.
Yes, I do.
God gave us authority.
Yes.
Yes, He did. That no matter where we go, we're supposed to mark
Yes.
our territory.
That's good.
That you come in an environment, the Spirit wasn't there, you bring the Spirit.
That's it. That's it.
I carry one with me. I don't have, listen, I love praise and worship, homeboy, but you know what, when every superhero has a theme song, like, no band is behind me playing the organ, getting me going. No, you gotta carry your own music. You gotta carry your own theme song. So mine
Yeah.
Right here in church, being a pastor, if my phone was to ring, it would say, all I do is win, no matter what.
Yeah.
I remind myself.
Come on.
I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah.
We make this Christianity real difficult. It's real easy to me. Because I know whose I am, and I know who I am.
That's it.
I'm going to close with this, right? I'm a Michigan State fan. I played there, graduated, coming out of high school with 1.7, graduated. Yeah. So this dude down in Ann Arbor, I'm not a Michigan fan at all. So but I love greatness. I can't, listen, understand, I can't deny greatness. Right, gotta be honest.
Can't deny greatness.
So 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots was down. They gave them like 0.1% chance to come back in the Super Bowl. This dude, Tom Brady, like real talk, he went to each person. He said, I need you to stay locked and loaded. He said, I need you to stay locked and loaded. He went to each one of the guys on the team because he saw fear popping out like, yo, we can't do this. He looked them in the eye. He said, I need you to stay locked and loaded. If you do, we're about to make history. I'm just trying to tell you that if you stay locked and loaded at this moment, this will be the greatest comeback of all time. I just need you to stay locked and loaded. Right, just stay locked and loaded. It's going to be the greatest comeback of all time. But watch this. You just tell me, watch this.
Watch this.
See, when I wrote this book, the Holy Spirit said, I want the last chapter to be empty. I'm like, why? I've never seen a book where it's empty with lines. He said, no, because I want them to go from average to elite. I want them to write their own story in the back of the book. I'm like, that's dope. Rock out with it. So I'm just telling you, I got one more, folks. I'm done. I'm not a Baptist preacher. I'm done, though. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. I sat where you sat, man. I wish I can do it again, right? So I really don't. I really wish I knew what he meant by it, but I don't know if he knew how he would have impacted, right? I think if he had an opportunity to do it all over again, I think he would have did it just a little bit different, right? So I was sitting on my porch just waiting because I knew what I went through, but I'm like, maybe this point right here would change his perspective on how he see me, right? So I just wanted him to shift his perspective how he saw me, because I had a problem how I saw myself. So as he pulled up, I'm sitting there, I'm excited, right? And I got this bag, and in this bag, there's a whole bunch of letters from all of these different universities. I'm like, yo, like when he walk up these steps, I'm going to show him it's going to be a game changer. So as this man who is my father, who I couldn't call him dad because he had another family on the other side of town, so we had to keep it a secret. So I could only call him Nate. But this day, Nate was coming to see me. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm going to get validation from him this day. So I'm sitting there, and as he pull up, I open up my bag, and I'm like, Nate, look. And he's like, what is that? I'm like, these are letters from a university. They recruiting me. You know his response? You too small. So here I'm a 17-year-old boy waiting for validation from this man who's supposed to be my father. See, he didn't know like 5 to 7 years prior, he didn't know what happened. Like what happens to you, or sometimes the decisions you make when you were shorty, if you don't correct them, like it goes into adulthood and you don't even know it. So I'm sitting there playing my man. How many people play video games? Right? So me and my boy Remy, I'm a little older, so don't kick my back in, right? So me and my boy Remy, we sitting there playing Nintendo, right? So come on, see? So when we're sitting there playing Nintendo, and the game that we was playing at this time, it was like the dopest game ever at this point. It was 𝐒𝐴𝐺, right? So you remember, come on, thank you. So we was playing 𝐒𝐴𝐺, and I was the only one in the hood in my area who had the video game. So when you come over to my crib and you play me, like, yo, it's my rules, it's house rules. So I used to smash them all. So what happened, Remy, this dude, it started switching. Like, it was like he started to get closer to me, like almost beating me. But this one time, like, Remy was about to score Bo Jackson, right? He did that, remember that little glitch? So Bo Jackson was on his way to score. So you know what your boy did? It's 2 buttons on that video game. One say power. Which one did the other one say? Reset. Come on, man. So you already know. You already know. Before Bo Jackson gets to the end zone, I'm like, reset. You didn't win, son. So like, it's house rules. So, but what I didn't know when I got to Michigan State, when I got under pressure, yeah. Your boy did what? He hit, come on, man. What did your boy do? He hit reset, man. Because after we got smashed 55-10 by Nebraska, this was Nick Saban's opening debut. They're like, yo, Saban, why didn't you pull out your starters? Like, it was a shellacking. Like, why didn't you pull them out? He said, I'll tell you why I didn't pull them out. Because many of them quit. They quit. So now I wasn't going to pull them out. I needed to see what they was made of. Because I came here to win. See, me, I didn't know what it was to win, right? Because things came easy. I didn't know how to grind. I didn't know how to go beyond my place of quit. I didn't know that. It was easy to quit. I'm telling you, you already know it's easy to quit. They say one more rep. Come on, man, I don't got one more rep in me. I'm good. It's easy to quit. So when Saban started, calling people out, I'm like, yo, you ain't coming at me like that. Not me. I'm starting, son. You're not coming at me like this. But what happened when he started calling me out, I remembered what my daddy said, you too small. I remember hitting the reset. So instead of me taking the opportunity for me to say, I'm going to just dominate and I'm going to prove to Saban that I deserve to keep my position, no, I became a cancer to the team. Because I sabotaged on purpose. Because I say, you're not going to take this from me, homeboy. I'm going to give it to you. Because I got so many things taken away from me, so I refuse to allow you to take something from me, so I'm going to just give it in. So that way when I go back to the crib, just say, yo, they not giving me a shot. They want those boys from the D to ball out. They got something against boys from Jersey. So that was me making excuses. But for me to get to the place where I was then to where I am now, there's 3 things I had to do. Please help me. I want you to write down some key things that you're going to use over the next week, over the next month, over the next 60 days. And I want to check back with your coach to see if you guys are operating at this level. So the first thing I had to do, I had to keep it 100, man. Like, real talk, I had to keep it 100 because I went back to the crib telling everybody in the hood that it was Saban, it was the coaches that was keeping me from excelling. But really, I didn't know how to win. I hit reset, man. When things got difficult, I hit the reset. You know how after the game is over, you know what happens? What do we watch? We watch film, right? So your boy faked the injury. So I could go hang out with the trainer. Because I didn't want to watch my demise. I didn't want to watch how I played. I didn't want to watch how I quit on the field. It was easier for me to point the finger while I quit. So I had to take responsibility and say, Shon, it's not them, homeboy, it's you. You have to look at you in the mirror. And some of you in here, I need to ask you before we go further, like, what is your reset? Like at what point do you hit reset to say, I don't have anymore? Look, I quit on my team. Not only did I quit on my team, word up, if I didn't address that, I would have quit on my children who I didn't even have yet. I would have quit on my wife who I didn't even have yet. So I had to learn how to take responsibility. So some of you in here, you got to look at the man in the mirror. I know you tired, bruh. I know you tired. I know your dad probably wasn't there. I know you probably don't get support. I know they recruited somebody in your position and you just thought it was going to be yours. I know that. I get that, bruh. But what you going to do, let me tell you, it's not about you. It's about the man that's sitting next to you. It's about what's on your chest. You made a commitment. They didn't promise you was going to start. They didn't promise you how many numbers that you was going to get that work. It's earned, bro. It's not given. I didn't know that. Because I was an All-American, because I was a blue chipper. They ain't had like 5 stars and 4 stars back then. It was just you a chipper. We didn't have social media. So the second thing I had to do, instead of resetting, I had to reboot. I had to reboot. So it was this story, right? So the story was it was this bird. And this bird was real sweet, like super sweet. He was dope. And people used to come to this area where the bird was because he was beautiful. He was arrayed in like the most elegant feathers that they've ever seen. So people used to come from all over to see this bird. And they used to snap photos of this bird. And this bird, right, he saw this man walking by with a box. And he was like, yo, this is my version, all right? So he was like, yo, my man, what's in the box? And he was like, oh, it's just some worms. So he was like, what can I do to get those worms out of your box? And the man said, yo, if you give me a feather, I'll give you a worm. The bird like, cool, that's all it take. So he plucked the feather, gave it to my man in exchange for a worm. This took place over a long period of time. So long that the bird had no more feathers. That the bird was no longer sweet. So what I'm saying, you can't negate the process. You can't avoid it. Like you can't avoid it. Listen, man, you guys couldn't control what happened last year. I thought you guys lost 15 people. Coach was like, nah, bruh, we lost 21 last year. That was part of the process. You didn't ask to lose that, but life happened and you had to respond. It's not what happened to you, it's how you respond to what happened to you. It's what you say in those moments. It's what you say when you don't feel like going to practice. It's what you say and then what you do, my man. Like you got one shot at this, like one shot. I wish I can suit up again, but I can't. All I can do is just come and talk to you. And my dream was to go to the NFL. So you hearing it first. My dream was to go to the NFL. I can't do it anymore physically, right? But I'm still going. I'm going through with my mouth. And I'm going to find a way because this time I'm not hitting the reset. I knew how to quit. Your coach didn't know me. He didn't know me from Adam. But on the strength of somebody else knowing me, he said, you know, on the strength of me knowing him, I heard you're a good dude, I'll bring you in. So it's how you treat people. It's how you honor people. Come on, man. And the last thing you have to do is execute. See, a lot of people talk it, but they don't know how to execute the plan. You know, we draw up the plan, we draw up the play the way we would like for it to go. But there's a defense on the other side. There's an offense on the other side. And they plan and they practice the same way that you do. So this dude, Hernan Cortez, right? He was what they call the conqueror, right? He used to go around and he used to conquer territories. So what he did, he wanted to conquer Mexico. He was from Spain and he went to Cuba and he wanted to conquer Mexico. And what my man did, he had 500 people and he wanted to go take this land because he heard that there was a lot of gold on his land. So what he did, he talked to his troops, just like you guys. You guys are the troops, right? So he walks up to his people. He said, yo, there's a reward on the other side. And it's going to take all of us to do it. Like if we want to be a champion, we can't be a champion just in one position. We can't be a champion as a whole until we're a champion in each individual assignment. So if you're a special teams dude, you need to go all out. If you scout team, you need to go all out. Your role is just as important as the dude whose name is on all the lights. You'll get your moment. You'll get your moment. But you just have to be patient. You have to grind. So you guys, he walks up to him and he said, yo, we're going to go over here and we're going to conquer this land. They're like, cool. So they get on their boats and they heading over to Mexico. And on their way over, he hear a lot of murmuring and complaining. You know dudes like that. When we on our journey, they talking about the coach, they murmuring, complaining. They walk into the locker room, I'm not getting reps, or this is happening. Come on, you know those dudes, man. You know the ones who want to be a cancer. Don't kick their back in. What you got to do is speak to their identity. Don't allow them. See, my dudes, man, I know they love me, but they were kids just like me. They didn't check me. They allowed me to be a cancer. They allowed me to hang myself. That's your brother sitting next to you. How dare you allow him to hang himself? You got to man up. You got to take responsibility. So when he gets to the other side, because he heard the murmuring and complaining, so what he does, he said, before we go in here to battle, because I hear what y'all saying, he said, you see those boats? He said, what I want you to do, I want you to take some lights to them, some lighter. We're going to burn every single boat because there is no going back. You said you here, there's no going back. We burning every boat. So I need to ask you, what boats do you need to burn? Because we're not going back, baby. It's time to ride. I'm telling you this, it's time to ride. Let's ride. All we do is win. There's no failure in us. We can't lose. We're going to ride out this year. I don't care who they put in front of us. 𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐸. Some of you cats from the hood, you saw gunplay, right? And then you're going to get on the gridiron and then you're going to fall back? Really? Where they do that at? You wasn't built for that. There ain't no retreating.